And admit Marjana. Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our second Leadership Academy call. This is 2 of 6, I believe, total. And today we're going to talk about your schedule and working in the cracks of your day. I've got a couple strategies for you, working smarter and not harder. So I love this topic. I'm super passionate about it. I'm going to try not to soapbox too much, and feel free to type in questions in the chat as we go, and I'll try to answer them as we go. But first, I just wanted to congratulate you guys on the assignment from last week was to post your goals here, but then harder to publicly share them. And they were really good. And I wanted to just talk about that for a second. So what you did with that, if you did it in the right way, which I'm going to give you a great example in a second, that's called breadcrumbing. And breadcrumbing is what you should be doing 3 times a week. It's sharing a little bit about your business in a way that leaves people wanting to know more. So it's recruiting, it's a recruiting post, but it's not like a join my team post. It's just a piquing interest post. And if you do that all the time, you will have people come to you. And that is really joyful, a joyful way to recruit. So Rachel Young made this post. It's a picture of her in a cute one of our shirts. And it says, "This time last year, Josh and I were planning a free trip to Jamaica that he earned by being one of the top salespeople in his company." So you read that and you're like, oh, I want to read more about that. It was our first trip away from both kiddos. Our time since then has been crazy. We haven't had a single night without the kids. And she uses emojis really well placed. So you're interested and you're entertained. I recently found out that I have the opportunity to earn a trip to Mexico with Zaya. I'm putting this out into the universe because I want the accountability from my friends and family. So she's being vulnerable. She's telling us why she's sharing it. And then she said, "I'm going to bust my ass to earn this trip to Riviera Maya," which I love the curse word because that's like her. And it's just really genuine. "I've turned this hobby into a business, and I will be earning a fully paid trip for Josh and I to Mexico in July. Just watch." And that post got 91 likes and it has 34 comments. Now, some of those comments are her replying, but that's a really freaking good post. It's not join my team, I want another rep, I'm going to be an executive, I'm going to this, and that's fine too. But she doesn't use any Zaya jargon. She doesn't talk about the 3x4 or I don't remember if nothing about points. Okay, so I just wanted to show that to you guys because we want you to keep using this kind of strategy all the time. But the way she does it is really smart and strategic, and your words do matter. So think about your posts and crafting them in a way that draws people in and makes them want to learn more. So I'm sure that Rachel's network, she's going to have people that are like, well, is she going to earn the trip? And they're going to start watching and paying attention. So she's grabbed them and now they're like paying attention. And so if she keeps posting like that, it's like watching a reality show. It's interesting and entertaining, and eventually some of those people are going to say, I think I really like this show and I want more of it, and they're going to message her. Okay, so really good job. I want you to think now about what kind of posts like that you can keep making. Try for 3 a week. Talk about what you're doing, talk about the behind the scenes, talk about why you're doing this, why you like it, what it means to you, what it's doing for your family, what it's doing for you personally. We could do a whole training about that, and maybe I should post some things like that this week with tips because I do think it's an important part of this business. Okay, you guys, let's move on. So today, I want to talk about your schedules. All of you are really busy. You either have a job outside of Zaya, or you've got kids, or both. And you have fit Zaya into your already really, really busy lives. So we don't want you to have to work more and more and more hours, because then you won't want to do that. and you'll leave. And you can really get a lot out of this business without working a ton of hours. So, first, I need to build a little credibility with you, because I bet if you don't know me very well, you're like, well, whatever, you work Zaya full time and your kids are in school. So I just want to tell you that when I started in online business 8 years ago, I had 3 kids under 3. And I was a direct sales company. My youngest was 5 months old. And I also had a baby and a 3 year old. So I had 2 babies and a 3 year old. And life was insane. And I don't know what made me sign up for this company. At the time when I signed up, my husband, I think he was in China for his masters, or he was just starting it, or like it was crazy. It was just crazy. And I signed up. Anyway, at that point, I could only work about 5 hours a week on my business. And I did it when the kids were napping or when they went to bed. And it was just, I had to be so strategic about my time, because I didn't have any, I was drowning in all the kid things. So I got really good at structuring my time. And I learned a lot of lessons, like, okay, for one, being in a big group chats, while it was really fun, it was not good for my productivity. So I learned, and it took me a while, but I learned how to do, okay, those group chats are like a fun thing, but they're not really moving my business forward. That's just one, but there were lots of things like that I figured out what worked and didn't in terms of helping me grow and move forward. So now I'm at a place where my kids are back in school almost all the way with COVID, and I do Zaya full time, meaning I don't have another job, and it is our family, a huge part of our income. But you guys, my schedule is amazing. I'm not working 60 hours a week. I have a full open day on Friday because of how I've structured my week. And today I spent most of the day with Charmaine, and we only worked a little bit. So it's not like I'm working crazy hours. So I'm just telling you this because even being near the top of the company, you do not need to work a crazy amount of hours. And in fact, I think actually, if you do, you're not really more effective. So we want to teach you how to be more effective with less time, because if you get those habits in now and really, really get them in, then if you decide to make Zaya your full-time thing someday, you still don't have to work an insane amount of hours. And doesn't that sound so great? For your schedule to really be your own schedule, it is a dream. So I'm going to talk about a couple strategies for you. I really have like three main strategies. So if you're taking notes. Okay, so first I want to talk to you about the power hour. And maybe you've heard about this before, but hopefully I can give you a few additional nuggets. Okay, so the power hour is the idea that you can work your business in 1 hour a day. And you really, really can. You really, really can. If you don't have an hour, you can do it in 30 minutes. Yeah, Lindsay, I know, I saw you post about that. I love that idea. You also don't have to do it in one solid hour. So if you've got 30 minutes in the morning and 30 minutes at night, that's fine too. But there are 4 things that you should be doing every single day. So number 1, posting on social. And we're going to break each of these down. Number 2, parties. Number 3, reach outs. And number 4, personal development. But I want you to put an asterisk by personal development, because I want you to find a time outside of your power hour to do that. So that's something you can do when you're driving, when you are getting ready in the morning, when you're doing your dishes, or taking a walk, or exercising. You need 10 minutes a day in your ear, or 10 pages a day if you like a physical book. That should be that is like almost a non-negotiable, and it sounds super woo-woo, but it is like the difference maker between people that can do this for a really long time and love it, and people that get burnout and just can't handle it. So make sure that is part of your day, but not your power hour. Okay, so let's break down those things. So if you're doing it for an hour, then that's 20 minutes for each of the 3 things. If you only have half an hour, it's 10 minutes. You guys get the idea. You're dividing by 3. So, social media, every single day. Oh yeah. Okay. Your favorite book. Actually, I was thinking about making a post with some of our favorites, depending on what you need help with. So I will do that. I will do that tomorrow. Let me make a note. All right. Every single day, you guys should be posting on social. So think of this analogy. I thought this was a pretty smart analogy. I hope you guys like it. So, when you're driving and you drive by a billboard for windows, and you're like, I don't need windows. I'm not paying attention to that. I don't need new windows, but every day you drive by this billboard for windows. And then one day you need windows, and guess what? You remember that company on the billboard for windows. I'm going to call that company. I've seen it every day. I don't know anything about windows, but I know that I've seen that billboard. It's the same with our business. It's just a front of mind thing. You're not making a post so that somebody messages you immediately and buys leggings. That sometimes happens, or somebody messages you immediately and joins your team. That sometimes happens, but really you're doing that so you're in the front of their mind when they do need a side hustle, or they do need extra income, or they do need some new activewear. So if you're not posting regularly, though, there's no way you'll be that billboard. There's no way you'll be at the front of their mind. You've got to be there regularly. So make a commitment to post once a day. And I know a lot of you have jobs and you're like, I can't post while I'm at work. Well, that's okay. You can post when you get home, or you can post in the morning, or you can post at lunch, but you should make a post every single day. And again, social media, maybe this can be some sort of training I kind of fill in this week with, because this is a whole other topic. But your post, don't overthink it. You're just adding value. So, I find value in some of my friends' posts that are really funny and they crack me up. That's value. Just posting like a joke. Posting another one of my friends posts cookie recipes. That's value add. Another one homeschools her kids and she's talking about what they're learning. I find that interesting. That's a value add. Your exercise, that's a value add. Your routine. Another one, I'm loving following people that post their favorite books. Like, those are value add. Don't overthink it. You do not need to be some amazing writer, or you don't have to be the world's most interesting person. You just have to add value to people that are like you. So try not to overthink it. If coming up with your post is a major stressor for you, take one day a week, like Sunday, and sort of jot down some ideas and even write out your posts and put them in a little note on your phone, so that during your power hour, you just copy and paste. Okay. So it's just intention. It's just intention. Batching. Yes. So good. But it does need to be something you do every day if you want to, or at least 5 days a week if you want to, move this forward. Okay, number 2, parties. So you should be doing both, but at least I would say at least a post a day, regular post on your personal page. I just copy whatever I post on Facebook to Instagram. That just works for me. And then stories. If you can do, 3 or 4 stories a day, that's really great. Okay. I'll post more social media little tidbits this week. I have to write it down though, or I will not do that. Okay, number 2, parties. So parties are something that, you're kind of always running, but of course there are days when you're not running them. But posting in your parties and commenting in your parties is part of your party, your power hour, like your party hour, your power hour. But posting in parties, you wouldn't want to just do all of your posts in 20 minutes for the whole day. So here's a solution that's really working for a lot of people. Cinch share, CINCH share. You have to pay for it, but it's worth every dime. It's amazing. Every penny. It is so amazing. So again, on Sunday, like if you're getting ready for your week, you're writing your posts for the week for your personal page, and then you are going in Cinch Share and you're scheduling your party posts, so that during the week when you're super, super busy, all you're having to do is interact with people and then answer their questions about whatever. Okay, so it's that intention. You are just getting some work done ahead of time so that the week goes smoothly. Okay, and then number 3, your third power hour tool is your reach outs. So that's where you're doing follow-ups. Did you like the leggings? What was the favorite thing you got? Do you need anything else? I have a party available next week. Do you want to book? Thanks again for your order. Have you thought about becoming a rep? You could be getting this at a discount. All of those things are reach outs. So I don't know that you need a set number a day. I like the idea of devoting 10 minutes a day or 20 minutes if you're doing the hour. That's a great use of your time. And if you do that every single day, oh my gosh, your business will just grow so fast. So the power hour, if you're short on time and you feel unorganized, I think that's a really great way to structure your time. Feel free to post questions in here
I will.
as we go.
Yes, yes,
Okay, the
yes.
second major strategy is working in buckets. Um, I love this idea for people that feel overwhelmed with like there's so much to do. I I don't work in buckets because I have a really open schedule. So instead I use my whiteboard and I write the tasks. See, it's on the wall. I have two over there. I write the tasks that I know I need to do on Sunday. I like kind of fill in my calendar that way. But I am attacking these things that I'm going to talk about. I just kind of do it in a different way. But if you've got a really limited schedule, buckets are a great way to go. So here are some ideas for buckets. So Mondays, your work hours or your work half hour or your work however much time you have on Mondays. Now, this is just a for instance. You guys can change this around. Party planning. So that's the Monday would be like your Sunday I was talking about, where on Monday you go and cinch share and you organize your party and you get your pictures and everything's ready to go. Tuesday, team. So this is where if you have reps on your team, well, you all do. You have reps on your team. You're reaching out to them. You're saying, how can I help you? You're looking at their numbers. Are they really close to a rank advancement, or do they only have $180 PV and it's almost the end of the month and they need 200 to make a paycheck? Well, you're going to reach out to them and say, hey, just wanted to let you know you need 20 more dollars if you want to get paid. You're looking at that 600 number, the 1,000 number, the 2,500. You're looking at their points. Like anything with team stuff, you can put in one day. Um, Wednesday, I wrote party booking. So if you're working in buckets, you can use you could do Wednesday, could be new releases, and then booking parties. That's just what you do all day Wednesday. It's just all about parties. So you see how it, like, if you struggle with focus, it really does streamline you. And you just can be like, I'm not worried about booking. I'm not worried about, my team today because I am super focused with my blinders on party booking. Thursday, recruiting, reach outs for recruiting, follow ups with recruiting. Maybe you want to host like a call, a Discover Zio with your team, all the recruiting things. And then Friday, I said catch all. It's kind of like maybe that's the day you work on returns and like a little admin stuff if you've got that, but just kind of like a catch up on Friday. So I think buckets can be, again, really, really helpful if you feel all over the place. Okay, and then the last strategy is, I know I'm going to tie it in. I know it's going to sound random, but it is getting your spouse on board if you've got a spouse. If you don't have a spouse, you don't have to worry about this, or a partner. Okay, and here's why it is related to your schedules and working smarter, not harder. I've seen it over and over again. People that sign up to do this and or do another business like this, and they don't have the support of their partner, they just don't make it very far. It's so hard it's like you're swimming upstream. And so, we can't make, I can't make your husbands or spouses or partners all want this for you, but I will give you the advice that if you haven't sat them down and had a conversation of, this is really important to me, and this is why. This is why I'm spending my evenings on my phone. This is why I am on this call. This is why I am always looking at activewear online. Like, if you haven't had that conversation, I mean, we can't really expect them to be supportive, right? So make sure that you've not only had the conversation with why you're doing this, but also what you need from them. So, some people's love language is quality time, and for those partners whose love language is quality time, they probably don't really like when you're on your phone next to them. So maybe for that person, you guys come up with some, rules like, okay, this is really important to me. This is what I need from you, and this is what I'm going to give. So maybe I'll be off my phone by 8:30 every night, or I'll only work on these evenings, or whatever it is. But if you aren't having that communication, there's no way it can be good. And Monica and we're so lucky, and we talk about this a lot. Like, we've really brought our husbands into this business so they feel very much like a real part of it. They helped us create spreadsheets with graphs and projections, and we're in a message thread on Facebook where we can update them on, like, did we hit these goals? And it's very much a them thing. And you guys, it's so helpful. Like, you can have the best plan for working your business and all these notes and this perfect plan, but if your spouse is giving you trouble and being difficult about when you work, it just won't work. So make sure that you give them, the respect that they deserve by telling them why you're doing this and why it's important, but also tell them what you need. Like, that you guys are all doing this for a reason, whether it's to get out of your current job, or to just work less, or to be home more, or to buy a new house or a new car, whatever. You're all here for a reason. So communicate that reason with your partner so that they can be on board too. Okay, I think that's it for schedule. So if you, yay, that's right, Rachel. I'll never forget when Chris, he was like, oh, like, he saw the pay plan, and he's the doubles diet. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but your level ones, you start to make a lot more on your level ones. You go from, I think, 5% of their sales to 10 or something. It's a big jump. And he was like, that's the one you need to go for. So it does help. If they're a numbers guy or a numbers person, show them the pay plan, talk with them about that, share, message us and ask what we're making. We're happy to share it with you. And then you can tell them. And I mean, it's just so much easier when they're on board. Yay. Good, good, good. I'm so glad. It's not like, if they're not on board, I don't want you to feel shame about that. You just have to work a little bit harder to communicate what you need from them, And it they sometimes it takes a little time. Sometimes they need to see a little bit of success, and you've got to kind of prove it, and that's okay too, but still, fight for what you need. Okay, any questions about the buckets or the power hour? Okay, I'm going to post your homework tomorrow because I've got some other things to say about that. But it's going to have to do with your business and scheduling time to work it. Remember, you guys, that we're doing a point system. So you get points for doing these activities, you get points for being on this call. So leaders, make sure that you're noting who is on this call so that you can fill in the spreadsheet. And I'll post the recording tomorrow too. Um, Heidi, I use Trello with my assistant. Monica and I used to use Trello for the team, and it was great when our team was small, but then people would accidentally, like, delete things or move things. And so that's when we upgraded to the website. But it is a great organizational tool, and I think it's free. Okay, anything else? Okay, you guys, I hope you have a great night, and I'll post like I said, I'll post the recording and the homework in the morning. So talk to you soon. Thanks, everybody.